The first Festival International de Jazz de Montréal was inaugurated in 1980 by Ray Charles in the Place des Nations. No one imagined then that 10 years later, the festival would be the most important jazz festival in the world. Not even Ray Charles, who was honored to perform in the opening concert of the festival's 10th anniversary celebrations this year.
I heard from home, my pa said, son, why are you leaving? I told him, if I stay within my heart, I'll be breathing. I had to leave my girl behind, she was so hurt inside. And as I left, I kissed her on the cheek, and I went to one day soon I'm gonna go to the
The 10th anniversary festivities were a success from beginning to end. Nearly 1 million spectators attended the Festival International de Jazz de Montréal this year, making it Canada's most important cultural event. Once again, Montreal came alive to the rhythms of jazz. More than 2,000 musicians, singers, and artists from around the world gave over 400 performances in a 10-day period. 30 free outside concerts alone were given every day. The festival organizers depended on a team of 500 people who worked day and night to welcome this year's festival goers and participants. While the festival's communications center was a hive of activity, information booths dealt with hundreds of inquiries from the public. The JazzNet cleanup squad supervised an ongoing cleanup of the sites, while security was efficient and discreet.
Eddie 13, donc scène La Bad Blues à 21h. Deuxième spectacle pour toute cette série au Spectrum de Montréal à minuit. L'entrée reste libre. On en écoute un extrait.
Radio Jazz kept the public up to date on festival activities and broadcast the best music in town. Without a doubt, the Amphithéâtre Canadien International was the eye-catcher of this year's 10th festival. Cars drove under the immense inflatable roof by day, and by night, the Amphithéâtre became a stage for some 5,000 people. The Amphithéâtre Canadien is a revolutionary, lightweight piece of architectural ingenuity. It took only 24 hours to assemble the freestanding structure, which spanned Jeannemont Street. jazz fans were also entertained by this year's festival. The James Gelfand Quartet and the Bande Magnétique presented La Petite École de Jazz under the Yogur Liberté marquee. The young ones weren't alone in their delight. Young festival goers were also thrilled by the imaginative makeup artistry of the Belgian group Les Quatre Bulles. The public moved quickly from the Place des Arts Complexe des Jardins festival site to the site on Saint-Denis Street, thanks to the navette Canadien International. The celebrations quickly spread from the official sites to the cafes and terraces of Saint-Denis Street. Music lovers and night owls relaxed in the festive atmosphere. Jazz was to be found every afternoon on the Place des Arts Complexe des Jardins site. Dixie, bop, and South American groups attracted large crowds at the Café Terrasse Max. And blues was in the spotlight on the Labatt Blues stage. At midnight, the musicians played again at Montreal's Spectrum and at the Club Soda. The musical comedy, The Great Late Ladies of Blues, was a hit at the Club Soda. Sandra Reeves Phillips brought great singers like Billie Holiday, Mahalia Jackson, Dinah Washington, and Bessie Smith back to the stage.
You have a certain cute red, and their eyes, you make me feel so happy. You make me feel so good. I'm falling, no darling, in a great big wave by your mind. Jumping, started something, and their eyes, ooh, you better look out with your eyes in your eyes. Why you stop it again, light up something, yeah, sweet papa.
The scene was set for the festival's 10th anniversary celebrations at a Gala Montreal Forum concert with guitarist George Benson and the great B.B. King. highlights of the festival were the group UZEB's first Place des Arts performance and the memorable musical meeting of Oliver Jones and the Orchestre Symphonique de Montréal. The most awaited event of the festival was the Grand Événement Alcan, starring the most popular musician in the festival's history, guitarist Pat Metheny. The huge concert in downtown Montreal was free to the public, and a great effort was made to assure that everyone had the best seat possible. Huge screens were installed with sound relays all along McGill College Avenue.
La base pour un appel général météo à 20h19. On n'annonce aucune précipitation pour ce soir.
The Pat Metheny concert was an extraordinary success. His performance was electrifying. More than 100,000 people were there to see the largest concert in the history of the Festival International de Jazz de Montréal. The festival's 10th birthday was full of magic moments as Montreal's love story with jazz unfolds. It seems that next year's festival holds even more wonderful secrets in store. In just a moment, we will take you to Place des Arts, Salle Wilfrid Pelletier, to unveil the name of the 1989 winner of the Alcan Jazz Festival, followed by a first-class performance by celebrated Montreal pianist Oscar Peterson.